Nope. Hello, friends. Julie, how are you, friend? What's going on? Welcome to Storytime Adventures, live podcast with funny humans. And these are my funny humans today.
Hi, guys.
Look. We've got Ashley with TheMoodyMommy and Kylee with AfternoonAntiqueCo. I loved it the other day when we were on our train and everyone was thanking us. And it was so fun when they would get to Afternoon Antique Co. because it was Afternoon Co, Afternoon Antique Company.
Antique Company. Yeah, they made me afternoon. They were Antique Afternoon Co. Like, what are you guys doing? They tried.
Just making them up. Yeah, how are you feeling, Kylee, says Julie.
Crappy.
But you look better than all of us.
No, I feel hot. My husband feels a lot worse than I do. He has like 101 fever. Poor kid.
Oh.
He's like sleeping on the couch all day.
That's awful.
So no job interview today?
No. He's going on Monday instead.
Okay. At least they're working with him.
Yeah.
We always have snacks. Susie, welcome to the show. So,
well, thanks, Julie.
Everyone wants to text me all day. I've been available. Now, ding, 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 ding. I'm talking to people, important people. These people. My camera's backwards, so I'm just constantly doing this. So we have a whole itinerary now that I have pre-sent my guests so that we have questions to go through. And look at them. They're terrified deer in the headlights. Look at them.
We don't do videos.
We don't.
We don't. We're doing something special for you.
I know, and I feel very special. You guys are fabulous for being here. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to hang out with me.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, are you kidding? Yeah, you guys are funny and hilarious and super intelligent and very talented and the sweetest elf and mommy that I know on this planet. So,
thank you. I was going to say, now that you've chatted Kylee up, give me a compliment, but then you said mommy, and I knew.
I'm not a mommy.
Yeah, not a mommy. No. Ashley is my one and only source for random ephemera knowledge. If I need anything that I have zero clue about, I go, Ashley, what is this? I don't know what it is. And she's like, oh, I know.
Immediately. Every time.
It's like she's a walking, talking encyclopedia of everything. So I love it.
Google makes me look smart.
Same.
She is smart. It's fine, Susie. You're fine. So why don't you guys introduce yourself? So Ashley, you go first, and then Kylee, you can go. Or Kylee can just go.
Oh no, did we lose Kylee? She's like,
we did.
I'm not doing this. I'm out.
She'll come back. Okay.
She will, I'm sure. Well, y'all, if you don't know me, my name is Ashley.
Sorry.
I go by TheMoodyMommy on Whatnot and eBay, and technically Poshmark, but I haven't done anything with Poshmark in like, I can't even tell you how long. I've got racks of clothes and my husband's like, just throw them out. So I have been reselling since 2020. You know, that was a big year, right? Big year. So here's how it started. 29. If you don't know my story, I'm very open about it. But 2019, I had my little man who's downstairs. He might make an appearance. And it was a hard year because nobody, you know, there was no mom groups, and I don't have family or really any friends around here in Tennessee. Everybody I love is up in New York. And so I was struggling hardcore. I went through very, very serious postpartum depression and refused to get any help for it because this was supposed to be the happiest moment of my life, was having my amazing son. And of course, he's, you know, the best thing that's ever happened to me, but I didn't understand why I was so upset. And so, you know, very, very famous YouTube reseller out there that I'm sure all of you know who I'm talking about. Stumbled upon her video one day on Facebook, which led into me finding her on YouTube, which led into me reselling. So I started with vintage decor, and it was fun for a while, but then stayed up really late one night with insomnia. Struggle with that too. And the only person who was on in the antique vintage decor ephemera category was DMR 302. So I ended up in her show, and that started my ephemera obsession. And now I'm done with vintage decor, and I've been collecting and reselling ephemera for close to a year now.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know any of that backstory. So
you did not? Oh yeah.
No. This is
That's my
why I
life.
dense my life so that I can, pay attention better. So thank you for sharing. And
Yes,
your
of course.
postpartum is nothing to shake a stick at. My friend,
Oh, not at all.
I have had several friends who have had to deal with that. I was a safe place. My chocolate shop was a safe place for several of my friends when they were going through postpartum. So they would come visit me with their little ones, and we would hang out and eat chocolate and just talk and, give them somewhere to go, so that they would get out of their own head.
I think Nashville, Tennessee really could use a Candyland Curiosity chocolate shop.
Everybody could.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, we'll just start putting out posts, but there's only one of me. That's the problem. All right, now Miss Antiquities Company. I had to do something special.
Reason number 5,000 why I don't want children. Postpartum depression, another reason. Very good reason. So we started Afternoon Antique Co. Our original name was so lame. So actually, it's a funny story. Of course, it's a funny story. I'm a funny gal, as Kylee likes to say. So we first started selling. My first experience with reselling was back in like the early 2000s. I was like 11 years old, and my mom started selling like counterfeit Juicy sweatpants on eBay long before they had the whole like no counterfeit goods rule. And we like to joke that it was all her fault that they enacted that. So like she would sell like Juicy sweatpants that had Juicy on the butt, and like fake Coach purses and stuff. And then like all her stuff got taken down for obvious reasons. But that was my first experience with reselling. So in 2021, right after COVID, we started working at Spirit Halloween, my brother and I, and we got a really good discount. And I was like, a lot of this stuff is selling for a lot of money online. So maybe we should resell some of this stuff with our employee discount, which was against the rules. So I don't work for Spirit anymore. It's fine. I can tell you this. So we would get like 30% off. And then on like the last few days of the year, you get 50% off and then 30% off on top of that. So you're paying like nothing for this stuff. So we would buy snow globes for like $2 and resell them for like 20 each. And it was crazy. So we started selling those. And then my grandparents passed away and we got a bunch of their stuff. So we started selling their stuff. But at the beginning, our name was Tawny's Treasures. Who the hell's Tawny, guys? Who is that?
You tell us.
Who is that? So Tawny was the name of this girl that I was in theater with in the 6th grade. She was like 2 grades ahead of me, and she was really cool. So I didn't want my boss to know that we were reselling our stuff on from Spirit Halloween. So I made totally random name that would never be associated with me. And then I was like, okay, Tawny's Treasures, whatever. We don't work for Spirit anymore. We're starting to sell other stuff, so we need to change the name. So I changed it. I wanted to keep treasures in the name, so I changed it to Our Traveling Treasures, which my brother says is so freaking lame and we need to change it. So then he came up with Afternoon Antique Co, which we like way more. But yeah, a lot of our eBay stuff like still says we have a watermark on our pictures that says Our Traveling Treasures, and that's probably why they're not selling, because people think that we stole those pictures from another seller, but I'm too lazy to change them. So yeah. So we've been doing this for like 2 years now. I can't count. 2 years now, and we just did our 1-year anniversary on Whatnot yesterday. And then we've been doing eBay for longer than that. We used to do Etsy until we realized that having like over 1,000 listings on Etsy a month at 20 cents per listing was like a massive waste of money. So we don't do Etsy anymore.
Yeah.
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 So, yep, just whatnot on eBay for us now.
That's good. I mean, you guys are rainbow wheeling. So that's great. So let's take a crack. And guys, if y'all in the chat, if you have extra questions that you'd like to pop out and throw them a curveball, I'm down.
Challenge us.
So let's do one of the questions. Yes, please. Tell me about your pets. I want to hear about dogs and cats and dogs. So whoever wants to go first, raise your.
Well, I would have a zoo if I could. I think that in another life I would have been, what do you call it, like a big game veterinarian, because I love cows, I love elephants. Like the bigger it is, the better it is.
Nice.
In fact, my husband's family jokes because I said the bigger. I was talking about my dogs, of course, but I was like, the bigger and the uglier they are, the more I love them. And my family or his family was like, well, is that how you ended up with this guy? And of course, when I met my husband, he was like stick thin. I made him the way I liked him, people. But anyway, right now, so let me tell you, I grew up with dogs. My dad was police officer, and so we always had dogs. Our first dog was actually a K9 that broke its leg and it had to retire.
Oh.
And then we got another K9. And then he was working in a school as the resource officer, and he really made a connection with this child who had a lot of trouble in his past. And the child's mom brought him a dog because she was a breeder. She brought him a dog one day. She's like, "You've really changed my son's life." So anyway, I've always had dogs. My husband has only ever had one dog, and they gave it to the farm. My husband doesn't understand what that means. I'm like, "Matthew, when they bring a dog to a farm, that means they're putting it down, buddy." And he's like, no, I swear they brought it to the farm. They brought it to the farm. It's not having a better life at the farm. I'm like, no, that dog's dead. Sorry.
You're so sensitive, Ashley.
Well, I mean, what do you think it means? He's like, oh, it had diabetes. I'm like, yeah, it's definitely dead, Matthew.
Oh yeah, my dad definitely told me that my cats went to a farm one time, and then like 3 years ago, this was when I was little, he was like, yeah, we took them to a farm, they're gonna hunt rats and they're gonna be and living a great life. And I believed that until like 3 years ago. And my dad was like, by the way, you remember those cats we took to the farm? I left them in the box on the side of the road. And I was like, what?
Oh my goodness.
Never will forgive him.
I'm telling
I would not either. That's not
No,
a farm.
don't tell him that, poor guy.
Well, anyway,
yeah, they just left it out. They just let it out. That's terrible.
So when I moved to Tennessee, I was really missing my pup. I had the best dog at the time. And in fact, she's the only dog we've ever had cremated, and I have her ashes in like one of those little resin hearts.
Mm-hmm.
But I was really missing her, and I was begging Matthew, we need a dog, we need a dog, we need a dog. And he just was not having it. But we went to a pet adoption event anyway, because, you know, Moody Mommy gets what Moody Mommy wants, right? I'm just very consistent. And they ended up having these little chihuahuas, brother and sister. We couldn't take one without the other, so we paid over $500 to get these two little chihuahuas that we kept for a week. And then my husband couldn't take it anymore. He's like, they're peeing everywhere. They're chewing up the carpet.
What? So
we brought them back. It was like a really sweet lady. It wasn't like a shelter or anything. They were going to be loved, and we let her keep the $500 as a donation because apparently we're rich, you know. But I was not giving up. I was very, very persistent. We need a dog. We need a dog. We need a dog. And so we finally adopted our Gunner, who's a Pit Bull Lab mix, and he was the best only dog ever. Like, he never barked. He was just
Wow.
very loving, he still is, but the problem is now he has competition, so he's a lot louder and a lot more stubborn. Anyway, so we had Gunner, and we got him in 2016. About a year later, almost to the date, we dropped him off at the lady that we adopted him from. She was babysitting him while we went away. And when we came back, she was like, he fell in love with this puppy that I just got. You need to meet it.
What?
They're best buds. So that's how we ended up with Eastwood. And Eastwood is a shepherd mutt.
What a fancy name.
Eastwood, my husband's age. It was either going to be Eastwood or the redheaded guy that's always kicking butt. Walker, Texas Ranger. What's his name?
Chuck Norris?
Chuck. It was either going to be Eastwood or Norris, and I liked Eastwood better, so we went with it.
That's
fun.
But Eastwood is a dog. He's like a dog's dog. Like, barks at anything that moves. But he's so loyal. That dog. That's why he's the most annoying dog that we have, but he's the one that I love the most. And that's terrible for me to say, but I just can't help it. He just is so stinking loyal. And then, so about another year later, so every year we got another dog. We went, our local animal shelter or sheriff's department put on that they were at capacity and there were some dogs that were about to be put down. We didn't want another dog, but we thought, well, maybe we could foster. So we went down there to foster, and they were like, oh, no, sorry, we don't do that. Like, you either take a dog home or you leave them here and they get put down.
Oh.
Well, that was impossible for us to walk away knowing that this sweet, sweet, sweet pit bull was going to be put down because she's at the top of the kill list, only because of her breed, no other reason.
Oh, geez.
So we literally went to our car and we're digging under the seats for the adoption fee for change because we were not planning on adopting. So we scraped together $100 in change. I'm not kidding. We brought in change to bring this dog home.
Oh.
And she was disgusting. She's like not bathed the whole time she was there. She was stick and bones. But let me tell you, you do not want to mess with her when it comes to Isaac. My own father-in-law cannot, he picks Isaac up too quickly and Isaac, lets out like an exciting shrill, she is on him. That is her boy, and you do not mess with him. She is such a good girl. And like I said, they told us, Matthew had asked, because we really didn't want to bring home another dog. And he had said, how long will she have? And the lady was very blunt. She was like, I'm just letting you know that this dog is lucky she even made it to the adoption side because her breed doesn't usually come out of the kill side. And I'm like, how can you kill a dog just based on its breed? She is the sweetest dog.
Yeah.
She's been in shows with me before.
Really
She's so good. But anyway, those are my three main. We've got, we kind of live in an area that's surrounded by all these wild, I want to be Snow White. So like, I'm always trying to like talk to the deer and the stupid raccoons that attack my dogs.
I can totally see that.
I need videos of this stuff. Of you having your coffee, talking to the deer, like.
I try. They don't like me yet. It's my voice. It's not Cinderella-y enough. I need to get in touch with Disney.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk to Disney. See what they can do.
But my pets were my first baby, so I'm sorry, I just went off on a tangent for like 15 minutes, but I do. They're really good dogs.
They're your first babies before you have babies if you choose to, so I get it. That's what Lucy is. She's my baby. But now I have Princess Pumpkin Pantalones, my Babette. So, because they always have 90 names, right? It's not just Gunner.
Never.
Like, what else do you call Gunner?
You don't want to know.
I actually do.
Is this PG? Because Matthew has a really good name for him.
No. Have you watched any of the other ones? Oh!
Yeah, I'm not the only one who did. Yay!
She's like, I'm out.
Are you waiting?
We're waiting. We need to know.
Matthew calls him G-Spot. His name is G-Spot.
That's cute.
Yep.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
And Miss Kylee, you have What? One kitty?
One little baby. So I used to have two. I'll get to that in a second. But right now we have Jovi. I named her after Zooey Deschanel's character on Elf. Because if you know me, you know that I'm obsessed with Elf. So
Yeah.
And she is a little tabby cat. I said little. She's not little. She weighs like 16 pounds. We have tried so many times to like get her to lose weight, and she just won't lose weight. So we got her from a friend of mine this was like back in college. He was living with this girl named Ellie. Ellie, if you're watching, I hate your guts. She she had two little kids, and I don't blame the kids. It's totally not their fault. But they were pretty young, and they would like literally throw her around, like throw her against the wall and like pick her up by the throat, not the neck, the throat. Like they were just awful to her.
Wow.
And Ellie didn't really take care of her at all. She left cat food like in the closet, and that was her only food. And she would leave for like 3 days and leave the closet door closed, so Jovi couldn't eat anything. And then sometimes she would leave her out back, and they didn't mow their lawn out back, and it was literally like 3 feet tall of weeds. And Jovi would just be stuck in the backyard. They originally named her Tamale, which I thought was really weird, but whatever. I changed her name. She was only a kitten when we got her. But we would come over to his house to like hang out, and I'd walk in and I would feel my skin was just itching, and I'm like, what is this? And I looked, and there's literally fleas jumping off of my arms, and I'm like, what is this? Hi, Pengy. I'm like, ew, what is this? So their house was so infested with fleas because they just didn't take care of her, and they gave her a flea collar that she turned out being allergic to, so she had horrible like allergy marks on her neck. And then she was allergic to fleas. So she was losing her fur. She was not eating. She was just miserable. And so one day I went over to his house and I was like, I'm not putting up with this anymore. I'm taking this cat. And he was like, please do. She's not my cat. I feel bad for her. So please take her. And I did. And Ellie didn't say anything. She just literally didn't care. So we took her to the vet. We got her vaccines and everything. We gave her a bath, and she was just so much happier. She was getting attention all the time. And then like 3 weeks after we got Jovi, Ellie texted me and said, hey, thanks for taking care of my cat. I'll take her back now. And I was like, no, you won't. That's my cat now. I hate your guts. So yeah,
Wow.
she was an awful person, and I hope you're doing better, Missy. But yeah, so Jovi, at the time, I already had another cat named Clover, and Clover was a very docile cat. He was all white with little stripies. And he was super docile, so we didn't notice until several months into like having her that she was eating all his food. So we would put the food out, like one bowl for each of them, and then we'd walk away. And then we noticed like Clover would come back like a few minutes later. I'm like, wow, he ate really fast. No, he didn't. Turns out Jovi was eating both of their food. So this poor boy didn't get food for a very long time. And he started losing weight, and I'm like super worried about him. No, Jovi's just a fat ass. So we ended up having to separate them. So Clover would eat in one room and Jovi would eat in the other room, and it was just a mess. But they loved each other, and they lived together for like a year or two. And then Clover got sick one morning, or one evening. I was like doing something at my vanity. I don't know why, but at night, why was I putting makeup on at night? Who knows? But my brother comes in the room and he goes, hey, Kylee, I think something's wrong with Clover. And like my heart just dropped. I was like, what? And I go out and he has this huge mass on his neck. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening? Oh my God. And I like flipped out. I called the ER and I was like, hey, my cat has a huge mass on his neck. What's going on? And they're like, oh, it's probably an abscess. It's not an emergency. You can wait until tomorrow and bring him in because we're really busy right now. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So we waited. We went in the next day, and none of the ERs would take us in because they were so overloaded. This was during COVID. So they were so overloaded. They were literally like, I'm sorry, we can't do anything about it. It's just an abscess. So I called a vet, and there was a certain vet that was like, you know what? That doesn't sound right to me. And we brought him in, and she went to go drain the abscess, and it wasn't pus, it was blood. So they found out it was actually a massive hematoma that was caused by a tumor. So they did surgery on him, and then we had to take him like 3 hours away to North Carolina. We lived in Virginia at the time. We had to take him to North Carolina to get surgery, which was like $3,000 or $4,000 for them to remove the mass, and it was pretty fucking big. I'm shocked I didn't notice it sooner. But yeah, they found out he had a really rare type of cancer that normally only happens in dogs. It's called hemangiosarcoma, and it's a cancer of the blood. So like it's literally his whole body was covered in cancer. So we got him chemo, and that lasted for like 3 months before they realized it wasn't going to work out. So the chemo didn't work because it was such an aggressive cancer, and it's not studied in cats at all. Like at all. They don't study this in cats because cats are so good at hiding like their problems that by the time you notice something's wrong, it's too late. So we did lose Clover like 6 months after he got diagnosed, but we were able to donate his body to the school that studied him. And they actually called me like a month ago and they were like, hey, we just wanted to let you know that we're still using his like body and research and stuff. And like everything that we learned from him is still going and doing really good stuff today. So thanks for donating his body. And I was like, that's really sad, but thank you for telling me. But yeah,
Goodness.
He was a very special kitty. That was my baby. That was my little baby. We found him in which this is alert wintertime, guys. We were in Florida, which is freaking hot outside, but cats love warmth. And he was in my brother's engine of his car, and my brother went to go get in his car, and he heard crying, and he's like, what the hell is that? And he looks in his car, and there's my cat is just like hiding in there in the engine, and we had to pull him out of the engine, and we saw he only had one ear, and we're like, oh my god, did we like pull his ear off? But it was already healed. He was like 3 weeks old, and I guess either like he got it stuck in something when he was just born, or like his mom ate it off. We don't know. But he only had one ear. He could still hear out of it and everything. I don't know. He was a very special kitty, and I miss him very much. But yeah, that was my babe. And now we just have Jovi, and she is a very sassy cat. And I think if we got another cat, she'd be freaking pissed. So she's our only one.
Yeah, she seems like she was meant to be one.
Yeah, so that was a sad story, guys. I'm sorry, but it ended happy.
It ended happy.
And also, I'm sorry, I'm eating a cough drop, so like, please excuse me.
You're fine. I want your throat to not be on fire.
Yes.
So, what were you saying, Ashley?
I said we don't deserve pets.
No, we don't.
They always have such sad stories before they come to us, and then you feel so bad with,
Yeah.
All that. Like that Jovi probably wasn't eating his food because she was, a fat ass, but she was probably scared she wasn't going to get food again. She didn't know.
Still to this day is like that. It's been 8 years since we got her, and she still eats like that. Like she eats in 2 seconds because she's so worried that she's never going to get food again. And we're like, girlfriend, do you not trust us? We feed you at the exact same time every day. Like it's been 8 years. But yeah, she's just traumatized, but she's okay. We got her on diet food. She's lost like 4 pounds, but that's about as most as she'll lose. She's stuck.
Same, sister. Same.
Okay. We love her anyway.
Diet food. I had 4 pieces of pizza for dinner.
Oh my goodness. I don't blame you. It sounds delicious.
Oh, it was so good. So good. I've had salad for like every meal for like a week. So pizza was
Can we debate about something really quick since you brought it up?
We can.
Domino's and Papa John's, are those pizza? Like, is that real pizza?
I don't know. I've never had real pizza.
You've never had a slice of New York pizza?
See, that's the thing. You're from New York. So talking about pizza with someone from New York is like, there is no such thing as pizza outside of New York to someone from New York.
I've had the best pizza I've had was definitely just homemade pizza. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I know it's the best pizza of all. Like, it makes no sense. My mom used to use this pasta sauce called Don Pepino's, and I think it was based out of New York, but it was a super specific pasta sauce. And like, everybody who tasted it was like, I love this. This is the best pizza I've ever had. I didn't like it. I don't know why. I guess I like the fast food pizza. I'm a shitty person for that. I'm sorry. I can't help it.
If I pick up my pizza and it doesn't sag like this from all the grease and oil and cheese and pasta sauce or a pizza sauce, It's not pizza. It's
True.
cardboard. And that is I'm not even kidding, that is one of the biggest adjustments I've had moving to Tennessee. Lived here 8 years now, and I still can't stand the pizza because they think Domino's and Papa John's is pizza, and I'm like, no, that's not pizza. And I'm not a pizza snob. Like I'm not really a huge pizza eater, but it's not pizza. It's
So
not.
is all pizza in all of New York good, or only certain cities in New York?
I've not had any bad pizza in New York, and I'm not from New York City. I'm from upstate New York.
Mm.
And I've had New York City pizza. I've had my local pizza. I've had even further upstate New York pizza, and I've never had bad pizza from anywhere in New York.
So yeah, so Domino's and Papa John's, not the best example of pizza. If I were to feed someone who has never had pizza before pizza, those would be not on the board of options.
No,
ever.
I would probably do homemade pizza. If somebody's never had pizza, I'd make it homemade.
I would take them somewhere like New York or
or
New Mexico, where the best pizza in the world is.
That's random. I've never heard that.
It's my husband knows the name of the restaurant, and I can't remember it because I'm terrible. But he came from New York, and now he's educating people about pizza.
Where in New York? Oh, well, he went to CIA, right? Your husband?
Yes.
Did he live in New York before he went to CIA?
No.
Oh, okay.
Ashley, someone in the chat asked what constitutes good versus bad pizza. Is it the cheese, the bread, the herbs?
Oh.
The floppiness, apparently. It needs to be incredibly flaccid for her to like it.
So then, yes, it's the dough. Because that's what gives it structure. So,
well, but the thing, it has it has good dough to it. The difference between Domino's, which my husband thinks is like the holy grail of pizza, and New York pizzas, they're so deprived. Is anybody in the chat from Tennessee? They're so deprived of good pizza. They think Domino's is the best.
I think it's the South, honestly, because Florida sucks too.
Oh, it's awful.
They do. And what's interesting is Pennsylvania's pizza is pretty freaking good because, like, I think pretty good to your standards because it's floppy. And I always thought that was weird. I was like, oh, maybe that's like shitty pizza, but apparently that's the good pizza.
If
like
I'm
they
not
used to make like the huge, like 40-inch pizzas. Like, do you understand how big 40 inches is? Like, that's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah, they would make the huge pizzas, but what they would do is they use bacon bits, and I don't mean like real bacon bits. I mean the fakin' bits. Like the fake bacon bits. And I'm like, that's not bacon, guys.
No, it's not bacon. It's faking bacon.
It's gross. But it is floppy, so.
It should be a telltale sign when you go to Domino's and you get a large carry-out pizza for what, like $7.99 versus you walk into a pizza shop in New York, and if you get a large pizza, you're paying like $17.99. That should be your telltale. I mean, the food is better quality.
I think that's why Domino's tastes so good to me, because it's so cheap. Like, I didn't pay anything for this. Yum.
Yeah. No. See, that's the problem here in Cleveland is there are so many different varieties of pizza. You have to eat at the pizza place to figure out what kind of pizza they make. Is it thick and bready? Is it thin and floppy like New York? Is it cardboard? Is it thin and crispy? Is the sauce way too savory? Is it too sweet? Do they put too much? Do they put not enough? Is the cheese good? Is the sausage crappy? Like,
we can talk about Hungry Howie.
That's not good.
Hungry Howie's has flavored crust. I don't even remember if the pizza is good. I just remember their flavors were good, because you can get like sesame toasted garlic crust, or you can get like buffalo crust. Like, there's so many flavor options. I like options.
I like options too, but I don't want it included with my pizza.
I need it.
It should all be together. Like, that's why they give you the sesame breadsticks on the side.
No, I want it on it. I want it all combined into a monstrosity.
It is a monstrosity.
I like it.
And that's why Amanda is the chef and Kylie, you are not.
Nope, I'm just the consumer who will eat anything you give me.
Yeah.
Funny story about Hungry Howie's. I've never been there. I've never even seen it, but I know that they're like in Florida because Matthew's family is from Tampa, Plant City. And before cell phones were a thing, his uncle took him to go pick up Hungry Howie's because he had a coupon. They traveled 3 hours to get Hungry Howie's because his uncle was so damn cheap, and the local Hungry Howie's would not take his coupon, so he kept going until he found a Hungry Howie's that would take his coupon.
With the gas money, negate the
And
coupon.
there was no cell phone, so Matthew's mom was just left at the house. Like, are they dead on the
Oh
side of the
my
road?
God.
Like, what? They went 15 minutes down the road to pick up pizza, and they're still not back.
Jeez.
My only story with Hungry Howie's.
Wow.
It's not that good.
It's not worth the 15-minute
No.
trip down the road, let alone a 3-hour drive. One, you said coupon. So right there is your red flag. Any food that offers a coupon should not be purchased. Sorry. Thomas Keller doesn't give out coupons. All right.
Is it bad that I only eat food that accepts coupons?
You can come say hi.
No, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm
a thrifty gal, guys. Even if I were like filthy rich, I would still only eat food that allows me to use coupons. I could literally be a billionaire and I will only use coupons and shop at the Goodwill.
Oh my God, look who's here. Isaac.
Say hi.
Hi, buddy. How are you?
Hi, little dude.
Isaac, we were talking about pizza. What do you like to eat on your pizza?
Cheese, pepperonis.
Pepperoni.
What kind of pizza do you like, though?
Cheese.
Yes, but where does it come from?
Domino's.
Domino's.
His father
That's my
has
boy.
tainted him.
We gotta fix that, buddy. We gotta
We
take you to
do.
some good pizza places.
I
Yeah,
have
we
the
do.
taste of a 3-year-old.
Back
How
up.
are you, sir? What's
Oh,
going
no,
on?
sir.
New York pizza, garbage.
No.
Garbage.
No, it's not.
They ought to just
No,
right in the effing garbage.
everyone agrees with me. New York pizza is better than Domino's, and Domino's is fake.
Domino's is not fake.
Matthew.
Matthew, you're incorrect. You have been out.
Southern boy doesn't know. It's okay.
I've had New York pizza how many times, Ashley?
But see, that doesn't say much because you don't like cheese. Matthew likes
What?
He doesn't like ketchup. He doesn't like any condiment. He doesn't like things with flavor.
No.
Like if you give him a bowl of white rice, that is the perfect meal to him.
That is not true.
Hold on. Go back. He doesn't like cheese?
No, he hates cheese.
I will eat cheese on a pizza.
But you don't like it.
But adding cheese to soup or something is not good.
I am lactose intolerant and I will suffer for some cheese. Cheese is worth it.
See?
Chat, tell us what your favorite cheese is, please. Throw your
Irish
favorite cheese.
cheddar, provolone, pepper jack. Give it to me. All of it.
I
All
will
of it.
say, we go to Vermont about once a year. We'll head up to Vermont, and while we're there, we'll go to. Are you making funny faces at Auntie Amanda? We'll go to a local cheese. What do they call them? Like a dairy farm where they make the cheese, and he will eat the cheese that's like dunked in the wax paper, the fancy like aged cheese. But that's it. All right, that's enough. That's enough.
Well, I'm sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom.
Just playing around, Mom.
All right, that's enough.
Julie loves Colby Jack.
Silly.
You are very silly. Hey,
Colby
Isaac,
Jack,
can you give
yep.
me your best cacaw?
Yes,
That was not a cacaw. Do you want me to do it first?
your cacaws. Come on. Come on.
Cacaw!
You sound like a little dinosaur.
Are you a dinosaur? Say bye, everybody.
Oh, that was ow.
No, that's fresh. Don't do that. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, silly.
Bye.
Are you going to the grocery store? Oh, okay.
Thanks for visiting.
Bye.
Huh?
Bye, little friend.
Bye.
New York pizza's
He's so
garbage.
cute.
New York pizza is
like your
delicious.
Is now Matt going to come sit in your lap and talk to us?
You want to come sit in my lap, buddy?
I like
He's
your
gonna make funny
shirt.
faces at
I
us
like
too.
your shirt.
I told-
like everything
Isaac,
of you.
I told him your Hungry Howie story with your uncle.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. And I told him the story of our chihuahuas that didn't last. Oh, and they agree with me. Heidi did not go to the farm. Heidi has been in doggy heaven for a while.
We know how you like the dog. That's not a secret.
But when your parents said Heidi went to the farm, Heidi went to heaven.
Yes.
And Kylee verified because her dad told her that her kitty cats went to the farm.
Like 15 years ago, he told me they went to
15
the
years ago.
farm. They
But
did not go to a
actually
farm.
just went to the side of the
But
road.
why didn't he take them to the farm? It sounded like such a great place to go.
Isaac,
This
come on,
is
baby.
true.
The
Ooh,
dog.
the antique agenda. Brie. I love Brie too. Are you a fruit and cheese person? Like, are you making a sandwich? Are you melting it? Are you like any fruit,
No.
Come on, kiddo.
any cheese, any bread, delicious. I
Ooh.
challenge you to make a sandwich.
Auntie Lillian says hi.
I really want some cream cheese now.
Huh?
Go on now.
I want to eat cream cheese now. I
Cream
have this whipped
cheese?
cream cheese downstairs that I've been eating like every day with crackers, and I need it.
Well, you can.
I
Put
can.
Put some strawberry jelly on there.
Ooh, fancy. I have a can of tomato jelly that I'm gonna.
Oh.
I want some.
Oh,
So since
tomato
we're on
jam is
the
so good.
subject, I love tomato jam. Tomato on everything. You know that. What food needs to be removed from existence?
Greens,
What?
Okay, specific.
like collard greens.
Oh,
Okay.
I was like, there's so many green things.
Oh, well, it's a southern thing. I can't.
I never really liked them either. They're too floppy.
They're an acquired taste. They're not floppy like pizza. They're floppy like seaweed.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. You're allergic to onions.
Oh, that sucks.
Who?
Nicole.
Oh, no.
Oh, that sucks.
Because
How do you?
caramelized onions are so good.
Ooh, yeah, onions are
I'm not
delicious.
allergic to onions, but I never touch raw onions because I have this weird thing where no matter how simply, like I could literally just boop an onion and I will smell like onions for like a week. Like I don't know what it is, but it absorbs into my body so much and it's really weird. My hands will smell like onions, my nose, I'll have it in my nose for weeks. It's really weird, but I love onions. If they're cooked, it's fine. Raw onions, no thank you.
That's hilarious.
Mushrooms are what should be gone forever, except all mushrooms except morel mushrooms.
What?
Yes, only keep one variety of mushroom. I can't do it. They're gross.
We're not allowed
Mushrooms
to be
are
friends
delicious.
anymore.
They're gross.
Oh my gosh.
Fungi.
I had mushroom pierogies last night
Okay,
With
I'm cool with
caramelized onions
pierogies.
and creme
Raw
fraiche.
onion, like not onions. Mushrooms by themselves are gross. You can put them on like a pizza and I'll probably get over it. You can put them in like a dip and I'll get over it. But I can't eat a mushroom by itself, and they have to be sliced up really tiny. Weird.
Oof. Judge me if you want, but I really like the mushrooms that come out of a can. I don't. There's. I don't know. They're the right
Squishy?
texture. They're the right texture for me. Yeah.
They're the right squishy.
They're
The
the
right
right amount of
squishy.
squishy.
Mushrooms are delicious. And there are like 1,000 million varieties. But I find it interesting because mushrooms are not they're not protein. They're not vegetable. They're a fungi. They're
Gross.
a completely different entity.
Gross.
Like I've watched documentaries on mushrooms. They're a whole different life form. They talk to trees. They have I'm not even kidding. They have
I'm just
communities
picturing magic mushrooms.
underneath. They have communities underneath trees. They are the forest floor. They communicate via their roots.
They're sentient beings. Why do we eat
Yes!
them? What
Yes!
are we eating them? They're
We're
alive.
We're eating aliens.
That's
I just want
gross.
you to
No,
know.
thank you.
Yes, they're amazing. They're amazing things, and they're delicious. So get on the mushroom train.
No,
Penguin Boss is going to throw up.
no.
Yeah, no, see, I think that smoked salmon needs to be done. It's had its heyday. It
I
needs to
love
go.
smoked salmon.
No,
It's like butter.
it's disgusting fish butter. No, it needs to be dead. No,
Fish butter.
it's fish butter. I love salmon. I am a big fan. I love salmon all over the world. But don't serve it to me raw or smoked. I will not eat it.
I just had raw salmon last night. Actually, I had it in my Pokemoto bowl.
Ooh.
Nope. I'll eat
Fancy.
raw tuna. That's the only raw fish I will eat.
See, that's
So-
funny because I won't eat raw tuna, but I'll eat raw salmon.
No.
It's weird.
The tuna
last
that comes in a can, is it raw?
No.
That's cooked. See,
Yeah.
I'm not fancy. I don't know.
Raw tuna you would probably have had with sushi once.
Yeah.
Okay, probably.
It's red or pink.
I don't like it. It's too
It's
fishy.
delicious.
To
I
me.
had some tuna last night. I ate all kinds of good stuff last night before I got happy drunk. Anyway.
Amanda,
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you go to a fancy restaurant and you order salmon and they bring it out and you cut into it and you start eating it and then you realize something's off and you look and they've left the skin on the bottom, do people eat the skin of
Yeah.
salmon?
I
They
don't.
do?
Yeah.
I leave
So
the
they
skin.
should have cooked it properly to where the skin is crispy. Okay?
Hmm.
It should have a texture. If it's slimy, then no, please don't eat that. If they didn't take the time to make it delicious, that should have been heavily seasoned, salt and peppered. That should have been started in the pan first, skin side down in hot clarified butter, so
Ooh.
that it sears and it crisps like a cracklin. So like a pork skin, but salmon skin. Okay? So it should have been cleaned and descaled and all of that. Okay? Beforehand. So when they flip it over, when it's cooked halfway and they throw it in the oven to finish, then it's going to continue to get that caramelized happiness so that when you dive into that salmon, the skin should be on top. It should not be on the bottom of the salmon. That's how it should be served to you. So that when you cut through the salmon, you get that crisp crackle of the skin and then that soft, buttery flakiness of the fish.
It's fancy.
Yes.
Every
Now,
time
you
I've
don't-
gotten it's been floppy and slimy and gross, so I don't eat
yeah,
it.
if you don't have to serve salmon with the skin. It's not necessary. It can be without, like baked potatoes. How many people eat the skin? I do. But my husband thinks it's disgusting and I'm eating dirt. No matter how good that I clean them, he thinks it's disgusting. But he'll make me skin on salmon. So what's going on here? You know? Yes, and Nicole, you are correct. Not all sushi is raw. Sushi means fish. Sashimi is raw. That is correct. Yes. So yeah, if it's slimy and if it's not appetizing to you, you should never feel like you should need to eat it just because it's on your plate and you paid for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I can't eat shrimp. Like, I love shrimp, but I can't eat shrimp if I am not the one who cleaned it because I have very high standards when it comes to those little veins. Like, I need to see the entire thing removed. There cannot be anything left. So I won't eat it unless I'm the one who's prepared it because it's just a thought. I know it gets cooked and everything.
A little poop vein.
It's a mental thing.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
no, I get that. That's attention to quality and service there, right? I will order shrimp at a restaurant. I'll always look and check when I get them, right? So I'm the guy that like dissects my food. But if you serve me shrimp with the tail on, I'm pissed now because now I have to work to eat that food.
Fact.
I did not pay $21 for my seafood pasta with my 6 shrimp that I now have to get my hands dirty to get the shells off.
Yeah. Weird.
Why? Why did I do that? So,
Yeah.
you know, I don't understand that concept. Yes, it looks pretty on the plate. Work harder to make the plate look nice without using the shell of the fish. You know? So that's my beef with that. It has to be, if I go to a restaurant and I'm paying you money, it needs to be fork and knife friendly, presented nicely. I should have clean silverware. I shouldn't have to ask to have more water. Like, that's basic. No matter where I go, Bob Evans, fancy restaurant, I don't care. Those are basic needs when you go out to eat.
True.
Right?
Absolutely.
So I'm a stickler. I'm sorry, I bought candy. And I shouldn't have brought it in the room.
I don't know that it's that you're sticky, but like if I went into a classroom, you know, I'm a teacher by day. If I went into a classroom and I didn't see certain things that I thought a teacher should be doing, that would get to me. So you being trained as a chef, if you go into a restaurant and you see that they're doing things that they're not, you know, that you know aren't right, it bothers you, right? It's just when you love something and you're passionate about it and you're trained in it, you carry it with you everywhere.
You do. It's instant judgment, not because you're being a dick about it, but because you've been inundated with it and you've lived in it for so long that you just automatically go, okay, that's wrong, that's wrong. That's great. You guys did that well. Like last night, we went to the restaurant. Beautiful restaurant, delicious food. My biggest beef, their menu was huge. There was probably 20 entrees, 15 small plates, and appetizers and salads. And then he had 18 specials.
Jesus.
Why? I forgot the first special by the time he ended. You know what I mean? So why? Yeah. You just gave me a full menu, the secondary menu.
Yeah.
What? Like, I'm very impressed that you memorized that. Good for you. You know, I even smart assed. I said, wow, who's bored back there? He goes, oh, no, quite the contrary. And I was like, are you sure? Because somebody needs to be caged for a while. Because you can't, like, just because you have all these fabulous ideas doesn't mean you need to tell us all at once.
Oh, rotate them out. Like, do like a couple a week.
Yeah. Get people to love things. Not overwhelm them with things. Because then you're burning money on getting food in. You're wasting food because there's no way you're selling all of that. There's no way that you're crossing over that much on your menu that you can cover the cost of that. I don't know. I digress. This is not a chef talk.
It's just like every time we go into an antique store, and I'm sure you guys do this too, where like you'll go into an antique store and you'll see something that's like antique 1970s vase, and you're like, antique 1970s.
Right. 1870s, maybe.
Yeah, like what? And they'll put like 1950s antique, 1940s antique, and I'm like, guys, stop just throwing that word on things. I hate it. So annoying.
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
I know, it's so annoying.
It's very annoying when things are mismarked and mishandled and you know better. Yeah.
And then I don't want to shop at your store because I know that I can't trust anything else that you've written on these tags. Like you might put like, this is a very rare piece. I don't believe you. You don't even know what antique means. I don't believe you.
Right. Like it's disheartening.
Yeah.
I feel that for sure. So speaking of vintage, so what's your favorite vintage piece in your current collection?
I'll grab it.
Ooh, look. We have show and tell, guys. Show and tell.
Show and tell time.
All right, Ashley, I see you.
Yes. So this is actually antique. The real meaning of the word. It is a full Peterson's magazine from 18. I'm gonna get the date wrong. 1860.
Ooh, old.
Something. It is signed in the back. Somebody inscribed in it 1870.
Ooh, that's
Very
fun.
cool.
I love when people write books.
I've always seen like the bits and pieces of it. I've seen the art plates in it. I have never come across a full one.
Wait,
like
that's a
this.
magazine?
This is Peterson's magazine. So they put it out twice a year. And it has everything from like sewing patterns to house plans to sheets of music, poetry.
That's cool.
Wow.
Short stories.
You should check and see if Edgar Allan Poe is in there, because that was his prime time, 1860.
Oh my gosh. It is gorgeous. So I was in the middle of nowhere, upstate New York. Shout out to the Roo Crew. Saranac Lake, they're probably the only people who know what I'm talking about. And we were actually on vacation. We were camping, but I cannot go anywhere and not think about checking out the local antique malls because you just never know what you're going to find.
Oh, yeah.
So I convinced Matthew to take me down to Saranac Lake and check out this antique mall, which happened to be a gentleman who specializes in ephemera. Like that's all he really does. RPPCs is his thing, but his whole store was filled with ephemera. And I was just browsing his bookshelf, and this was sitting on there, and I was like, "What? Peterson's magazine? There it is, 1863." I was like, "Peterson's magazine," and I pulled it out, and I was fully expecting to flip through this and see all of the fashion plates pulled out because the fashion plates are worth a lot of money, and so people pull them out. And I mean, the fashion plates, if you rip those out of the book and you sold those individually, they'd probably be valued more than if I just sold this book as a whole, and that's why people do that. But this one had not been molested, for lack of better words. And it's just so beautiful. I fell in love with it. The guy wanted $90, but my husband is the king of negotiation, and so he got it down to a good price, and he gifted it to me. And I don't think I could ever sell this. Just, it is so fantastic. Can I read you one of my there's a lot of beautiful poetry in here, but this is one of my favorites. It's called The Widowed. Which, this was heavy wartime, so I found this poem to be kind of sweet but also sad and sentimental. So it's by Mrs. F.A. Moore. Little one, has the sun gone down? How dark the room has grown. And cold. Give me your hands again. They are warmer than my own. Dear little hands, 'tis but a year since you first gave them me. I have tried to make their bondage sweet. Have you ever wished them free? Our wedding day, how glad it was. The ground was white with snow, but only hearts were like two flowery Mays only a year ago. Your linnet sings, isn't that odd, after the sun has set? Why are you sobbing, little one, say? Has anyone wronged my pet? The clock strikes 2. Ah, what is this? Ah, Marian, is it death? The chill, the darkness, while 'tis day, this choking in my breath. To die when we have been so blessed, have I been always true? There are papers, dear, in the corner drawer. Everything goes to you. Kiss me, cling to my hands. One last caress. The waters are cold, my Marian. I go, God bless.
Oh,
Wow.
Isn't
so
that
sweet.
like super powerful and sweet and sad? And yeah, so anyway, this is my Peterson's 1863 magazine. And I'm just obsessed with it, and it's
That's
mine.
really
And
cool.
It's gonna stay mine for a long time.
That's awesome, Ash.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a
cool.
great one.
Thank you.
All right, Kylie. Oh, what's that? Oh,
This
is it the Holy Grail?
No, this is my vampire dish in which I will eat your organs.
Oh, very Hannibal Lecter of you. I like it.
Yeah, it's very Hannibal Lecter. So I don't even remember where we got this, probably at an auction. We used to go to this auction house that started all their auctions at $3. And before they got too popular, because we talked about them too much, everything used to go for $3. So I'm pretty sure we only paid like $3 for this, probably. I don't remember. But I've had it listed for like $100 on eBay for over a year because I don't want to get rid of it because it's just awesome. So that's my I don't want to sell this price. But it's all silver plate on here, and it has like this little thingy. And then it's like silver down here. And this bowl is all glass, and it's like fancy as crap. And I just love it. It's shaped like a heart. And I just picture like it also came with this spoon. It's like a silver spoon
yes.
with little scallop fancy.
I
So
have
I just
that.
picture someone like putting like someone's blood in here and just like yum 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 yum. I am young forever.
Of
So yeah,
course you would. That is
that's
such
what
a
I
Kylie
pictured.
thing to say.
Yes, it's like some witchy lady will use this to put the blood of the virgin women that she tries to regain her youth from.
Of course. Its death becomes her in a
Yeah.
whole different way. That's
It's
fantastic.
goofy and I love it.
It's a beautiful piece.
Yeah, I don't know who made it. There's no markings on it, and I don't think I've ever been able to find another one. So that's why I put $100 on it. Because if no one else has it, then it's $100.
There you go.
That's fair. I mean, if you can't find the source, then you
Yeah.
can't find the source.
Someday somebody will come along and see that and they'll pay
Yeah.
$100.
They
Yeah.
will.
It'll happen.
They will.
One day.
I have that spoon. That's why it's very interesting.
Yeah, this is the Meriden silver plate.
Yes.
Yeah.
I eat ice cream with that spoon.
Oh, you do? That's so fancy.
Yep.
I want to eat soup with it.
I use my weirdo vintage. I don't use all my spoons because I have a lot of spoons, but there are some that are in general rotation. And my husband goes, "Why do you keep using these spoons?" I'm like,
So fancy.
shut up and wash them and put them back in the drawer.
They fancy. Do you dishwash your silver plated spoon?
No, we don't.
Okay, good.
We don't have a dishwasher. Yeah.
Yes, you do. Yes,
I
you do.
do.
It's called AMANDA.
No, it's called JOSH.
Oh, he's good. He's good.
Yes.
My grandma didn't have a dishwasher and she hand washed everything and her poor little pruny hands never did return.
Oh.
So
Yeah, no, we have a dishwasher. It does not function properly. It was replaced with a newer dishwasher, which also does not function properly. So we have given up hope.
yeah.
And so we just hand wash all of our dishes. It's not fun.
It sucks.
0 out of 10 stars. Do not recommend. It's not the thing. So, I mean, I grew up in a house like that. Like we had a dishwasher at the main house I grew up in. But I was banned from using it because one time I wanted to go over my friend Kevin's house and I was very impatient and I had to do the dishes before I went. But so I rushed and I loaded the dishwasher and I went to start it, and guess what? We didn't have any detergent.
Ooh.
And I was like, well, shit, I'm not going to take these out and wash them. What is that? So I just used regular Dawn.
No, ma'am.
So I put the Dawn in there. I shut it. I locked it. I started it. I ran to go get dressed. I came back out. And then there was the flood. There was soap and water and bubbles all over the kitchen floor.
Oh my God.
Going down the stairs into the basement.
Ah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I didn't go to Kevin's house. I stayed home and I washed the dishes and cleaned up the mess I made. So yeah, Don't
Well, if
put
it makes you feel any better, one time I was hungry and I didn't want to bother my parents, so I put ramen noodles in the microwave, but I didn't know they needed water because it was my first time ever doing it, and I caught the microwave on fire.
Oh man.
It smelled so bad in there for like several days. My dad threw the microwave away. It was a mess.
Oh my God.
Not good.
Here's why I feel bad right now. Both of your examples are when y'all were younger. I fuck up things now as an adult. I'm not allowed to load the dishwasher because I load it wrong and apparently things get broken.
Oh no.
This is not my fault though. This one I do not take responsibility for. I put a cup in the microwave. It's my favorite cup ever. We got it on our honeymoon in Alaska. It's this beautiful Aurora Borealis mug, and it's got like, I don't know, like it's kind of iridescent. Like when you move the mug, it kind of makes it look like the aurora is moving.
Is it metallic?
It's metallic. How am I supposed to know that? How am I supposed to know that? So that cup is no more because I put it in the microwave and it caught it on fire. Now I will take responsibility for this. I was heating food up once. It was leftovers and I don't know what I don't know what was going on in my brain, but I just stuck the metal dish in the microwave and turned that on, and Matthew comes running in because he's hearing it going clink 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 as it's banging on the door, and I'm like, what? Why did I do that? I know you're not supposed to put metal in the microwave, but I don't know what was going on in my brain. I guess, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have the responsibility of cooking dinner anymore.
That's one way to get out of cooking.
Well, as an adult, when I first moved into my first place by myself, I had my cat Clover at the time, and he was the only cat I had, and I was cooking with hot oil, and I'm sure you know where this is going. I wanted to cool it down because I was worried that my cat would like get burned by it.
No.
So I threw some ice cubes in it to cool it down, and they freaking exploded. It was like a grenade all through my kitchen. Like I grabbed my cat and literally got under the table and was like ducking for cover while there's like exploding ice cubes everywhere. It was a mess. Never again. I was an adult. I was a grown-up when I did that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I did that in high school, except I was making French fries and I was in culinary. Okay,
Ooh.
so I thought I knew what I was doing, right? And so I was like, I'm going to pan fry French fries because I know what I'm doing. So I got the oil on in a frying pan, filled it up, full, almost full. And then I just let it on high. I was like, well, it's not going to boil. We're just going to wait until it gets really hot, till it smokes. And then I dumped the entire bag of frozen French fries into the oil.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I lit the oil on fire because it overflowed into the gas that was on, right? Giant flames. Same kitchen that I flooded.
Oh, no.
Same kitchen I flooded. So flames are shooting up. I grab the pan. I go to move it off the heat. Why? Because I'm an idiot. The oil splashes onto my hand. My hand catches on fire.
Oh my God.
Because of course it does. And so I start beating my hand against the wall to put the fire out. So not only did I torch the walls, I gave myself second-degree burns, scared the literal shit out of my dog in the kitchen, who never came into the kitchen when I cooked ever again.
Very good reason.
Yes, and that was the first time I ever swore in front of my mother.
We're paid to watch you do that.
Yeah.
That's
so
quality entertainment.
I grabbed a water pitcher and I filled it up with cold water and I stuck my hand in it because it was on fire, right? And my stepdad is telling me, put butter on it. And I'm yelling at him. I look at him. I'm like, you're a fucking asshole. Shut up. You don't put butter on a burn. And so So they took me to the ER with my hand in the Kool-Aid pitcher filled with water while I'm swearing at my mother and my stepdad. It was not the best experience of my life. So I don't pan fry French fries.
Wait, hold on. Is butter a real remedy?
No. It's a wives' tale. Butter and
Is it like one of those Windex clears all issues types of things? Gotcha.
What?
Yeah. If you're Greek, put Windex on it. It'll fix it. It's one of those things.
Kylie, have you never seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
No.
It's showing right now. You need to
No.
go watch it.
She's like, huh? Yeah,
Like, duh.
you have all the
Windex, what?
Before Ephemerama tomorrow, you can sit and watch My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Okay, I'll look it up. I'll see what.
I think they're
what
coming out
streaming
with a new
platform it's
one,
on.
aren't they?
Yes, they are.
I love that movie.
That was a good one. What is
I
your
grew up Italian, but very similar to the Greeks. I mean, we're just loud and everybody's got an opinion about everything.
right? Yeah, see, I'm Polish. We talk about each other behind their backs and never talk to each other. And only each other at funerals and weddings. Isaac! Caca! So what's your favorite movie? Speaking of movies. But I know it's Elf.
Elf.
And what, I mean.
It's Elf.
Ashley, what is it?
I'm easy.
Yeah, it's true. You are.
While she thinks, I will recite the Code of the Elves. Number 1, treat every day like Christmas.
Yes.
Number 2, there's room for everyone on the nice list. And number 3, and remember this one, Isaac, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. Very important.
And what are the 4 main food groups of elves?
Well, there's candy.
Yes.
Candy canes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Candy
candy
corn.
canes,
And do you know the last one, Isaac?
Reese's. Reese's syrup.
Syrup, yes. Syrup, you got it.
I do have Reese's though.
Speaking of Reese's, though, yes, that's true. I ordered Reese's from Kroger earlier, and they said they were out of stock, and I don't believe them. Because, they're not.
Yeah.
Guys, I bleed Reese's peanut butter cups. I'm not kidding. It's like the only thing that I eat.
The Reese's Trees are the best. It's the shape. It's the peanut butter to chocolate ratio. They changed the ratio. It's different than the cups.
There is nothing better than the Reese's Minis. Like the original Reese's.
Minis are good too.
I will go to Sam's Club, and this is going to make me sound like the most disgusting person in the world, but I'm not going to lie. We go to Sam's Club on a Sunday. We buy the big tub of it. It's like $13 for a big tub, and it is gone by Wednesday. And it's mostly
You sound like
me.
David.
I mean, I don't eat the whole thing. Isaac and Matthew might help a little, but I will sit there and I will pop them like they are dinner mints. It's really bad. But to be fair, I don't indulge in anything else. I don't care for salty snacks. I'm not really like an ice cream or a cake person. But they will when I die, they will stick me with that thing that pulls out your blood, and it is going to just drain Reese's peanut butter cups.
That's David. David's favorite is Reese's. He will buy a bag of Reese's and eat them all in one day and feel no shame. He's just like, screw you guys. I love Reese's. They're the best.
I'm with him.
Is it Reese's
I got Reese's.
or Reese's?
Reese's.
I got Reese's. They're the best.
Isaac just settled it. Reese's.
It's okay. You could be wrong and you're wrong.
We always say Reese's Pieces. For Reese's Pieces, we just say Reese's Pieces because it sounds funnier.
There you go.
It's always been Reese's Pieces. It's always
No,
been
not Reese's Pieces.
he can be, Ashley's like,
he'll full on make it the Isaac show.
Yeah,
He loves attention, and he's full of himself right
Who
now.
doesn't?
this
We
is
all
true.
love attention.
I have my own YouTube channel. Who
That-
likes attention? What are we doing here, guys? I mean, come on. So, Ashley, what's your favorite movie?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I feel like it changes a lot, like depending on my mood. I think the one that I used to say growing up, I was a weird child. I love, which is probably why I'm into ephemera so much, but I loved history growing up. And so like all through upper elementary school, middle school, and even part of high school, I would have told you my favorite movie was Forrest Gump, and I could line by line, I could tell you every single word as we were sitting there watching it. And I still love that movie. Like I would go to Bubba Gum's in New York City, and I would be like, let's go, bring on, because they give you like the challenge questions throughout. I'm like, let's go, I'm ready for it, let's go.
That's awesome.
I think another one of my favorites, kind of sweet and sentimental, is P.S. I Love You. That one is that's a sentimental one. But currently, I think I'm enjoying, and I know this is gonna like, you're either gonna love this or hate this. There's no in between. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Ah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you either love it or you hate it. There's no in between.
I watched that on Thanksgiving, and it was just as fantastic as the first time. I loved it.
That's awesome.
I used to hate it as a kid. I think it's one of those things because the humor is so adult. You don't enjoy it as a kid. But now that I'm grown, Matthew and I we could watch it every day for the whole Christmas season and not get sick of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, someone down the road from us, actually, they have the best Christmas decorations. I just brought Matthew past their house yesterday. They've got a cardboard cutout of an RV. They've got Uncle Eddie standing in the yard, and it's just one green string of lights that they've made it look like it's going into the sewer, like Uncle Eddie's emptying the RV.
That's cool.
Best Christmas decorations ever.
That's cool.
Simple but hysterical.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have a lot of people who do the Grinch one, where they stick the Grinch who's pulling the lights off the house. Like,
that's fun.
That's big around here. Like, that's on like 1 out of every like 4 streets.
That's
somebody
I like that
set up. But I want to see a Calvin setup with the snowmen, like the Attack of the Snowmen. Calvin and Hobbes. Do you know who I'm talking about? Oh my God! Is there that?
Wait, yes, they're cartoon characters.
I know who Calvin and Hobbes are. I just don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know the snowmen?
No.
Where he builds snowmen that look like they're dying. They're zombie snowmen in the front yard. And his dad's like, "What did you do, Calvin?" And he's like, "What? You told me to go build a snowman." And they're like zombie snowmen with like, they're decapitating each other with the shovel.
Oh my God.
Like, this is very much a you thing, Kylie. Like, you will appreciate this. And I want someone to do that display so badly.
Do it. You do it.
I don't have time to do that.
True.
I want to. I have 2 llamas, 2 Christmas llamas, and a makeshift tree that Josh made out of a tomato cage and Christmas lights.
Oh, that's fun.
We pull. But I mean,
my
Christmas very limited.
Is full like of these like the pin ornaments that they used to make back in like the 70s.
Yes.
I went to an estate sale and where
I don't have anything.
Where my parents are, they don't have a whole lot of estate sales. So I happened upon this one, and the first day we went, whoever it was like, "Oh, I want $30 for the box," and I was like, "Well, I'm not paying that." And the second day we went, they were like down to like $15 for the box. Well, Matthew went on the third day, the final day, and he got the whole box of ornaments for $3.
Nice.
So my entire tree is filled with these beautiful homemade ornaments, and I love this tree. This is my vintage tree. Everything on it is vintage or antique, like this. Look at this. I know it's one of those mercury glass dimple.
Ooh, fancy.
Those are hard to
old.
get.
I mean, it's not in the best shape, but it's so old.
Looks like a jammy dodger.
What?
A jammy dodger.
Jammy Dodger. You don't know what a jammy Dodger is?
No, says
It's
the
a
girl who
cookie.
doesn't. What?
It's a cookie that has jelly in the middle of it.
It's a jammy dodger. It's like a
jammy
buttery biscuit, like a shortbread
Yeah.
with
With
Oh.
jam in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Okay, I've
Jammy
never
Dodger.
heard it called that before.
It's a
just
very
cookie
British
in my
term.
world.
Yeah. Come on, Ashley.
It's very
Nice.
British. I only know that because I watch Doctor Who.
Ah.
Yeah.
See, TV teaches us so many things.
Jammy Dodger.
I really need to get my glasses adjusted so I can stop doing this.
I should have worn my glasses. I feel like I'm not fitting in because y'all are
I
glasses
need new ones.
queens.
These are 5 years old.
Get these ones. These ones are cool. They're
And
also
Kylie's
really
got
cheap.
a code for you.
They're also really cheap. These glasses cost I think $60 for the frames, and then each of the little toppers. See, this is me topless. That's what they call it when you're not wearing a topper. Topless. But these by themselves were $60, and my eyesight is shit. So bad. So I had to pay for the extra, and I think it was only $20 extra for the special lenses, and then I paid $20 for blue light filter, so it was $100 total for these frames, which is crazy because I usually pay $200 for frames, and then each of these were $20, and I have so many of these. So
That's
many.
awesome. That's awesome. I like those. Those are fun. I need to get new ones. But
they have ones that look just like the ones you're wearing now. They're called the Wanda frames, and they have the cat eye shape. You should get them.
You have to be special to pull off the cat shape, though, because I tried it and I couldn't do it.
I tried and I looked weird.
Fantastic.
I looked weird.
I didn't think I could pull these off, but apparently they're working. So
They are.
You, boo.
They're fun. I've tried many different shapes. If you, and this is weird, but if you Google my name, if you Google me, you can see different variations of me throughout the years.
Sure.
If you search Amanda Montague, you'll see me with short black hair. You'll see me with different glasses because I had the chocolate shop for so long, and I was on TV and I was in newspapers and magazines.
Ooh.
So I have my image floating around a lot. So you'll see different versions of this insanity. So I've had round glasses. The last pair of glasses I had, Josh ran over with the car. So,
Oh, no.
Yeah, because I have a bad habit of doing this.
Oh.
When I get sweaty or if I'm doing something outside, I just take my glasses off. So I did that outside, and they fell off in the driveway. And I didn't know. And then I came outside because he was pulling in to come home. And he pulled in and I heard crunch. And I was like, oh, my glasses.
Oh. I can't see without my glasses. Jinkies.
Nope. Can't drive without my glasses. I won't get very far.
No.
So
Yeah, if you Google my current name, it comes up with pictures of all my friends, which I think is funny. But
Yeah?
if you Google my maiden name, it comes up with a CNN article about the shoes I used to make, which I've kind of thought about making more shoes, but I used to make shoes out of comic books. And then I got, for my 18th birthday, I got cease and desists from Lucasfilm, DC Comics, Marvel. I got cease and desists from all of these people because I was making too much damn money. But I was making comic book shoes and wallets and stuff, and they were freaking awesome. They were $80 a pair. They took me 3 hours to make each, and I was all over Etsy. And I was super popular. And then they found me and they were like, no, ma'am, you cannot do this anymore. So instead, I started making shoes out of public domain stuff. And one of my most popular ones was Edgar Allan Poe shoes. And I would print out the raven. And then I would put pictures of Poe and pictures of ravens on them. And CNN snagged it one day and put that up there. And they were like, check out these amazing shoes from Kylee, blah, blah, blah. And it was really cool. And then I kind of just stopped doing it because I was like, this is my only product and I'm sick of making the same goddamn thing over and over again. So I stopped altogether. But maybe I should start it again because there's so much more public domain out there that I can
you
I
could
do more
make
than just Poe.
Victorian trade cards.
I could.
Shoot.
That would be cool.
Wallets,
I could.
anything.
He
Dude,
could. I hope he's not watching. But you know those corn labels from Maine?
yes.
That's my plan.
That's going to be
I have a
grand.
big plan. I used to make like high heels, like literally 6-inch heels. I used to make heels for people to wear to like their weddings. And like one time there was a lady that requested Walking Dead shoes, and she went and met Norman Reedus, the guy that plays Daryl, and
Yeah.
he said, "Those are cool shoes." And she goes, "Thanks, here's her business card." And she said he put his business card in his front pocket, only inches away. No, sorry, I'll stop there.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was
That's cool.
He thought I was cool. I was cool, guys. I'm a very entrepreneurial person. I've had like a million businesses, and this is just my current venture. So we'll see how long this lasts before I move on along with my ADHD brain to the next venture.
Well, we're happy to have you for as long as we have you in
Yeah.
vintage.
I think I'll stick to this one. This one's good. I like this one.
There's nothing that says you can't do offshoots.
True.
You know, like Ashley and her multi-talented crafting over there.
Yep, like crafting that all of 3 people like.
I like it.
Well, it's because you showed it 3 times. And
Yes,
then
you've only showed
sold
3
it
people.
3 times. So every time you've put it on the screen, it has sold. So what does that tell you?
Facts.
Put on the screen more?
Facts.
Yes.
Okay.
Do more. But I'll give you a tip.
Ashley?
Don't do it all the damn time because you will get sick of it and you'll hate it. Don't do something you love for money that like as a main thing. Like I love doing this, don't get me wrong, but like when I was doing my shoes, like I loved doing it. Like I came up with this idea, and what's crazy is if you Google comic book shoes now, you'll find my old shoes, and people are using my images as like examples of how to make your own. And it's like I literally came up with that. And like I loved it, but then I did it for so long, and there were like people were demanding. They're like, "I want this, this, this. You didn't do this good enough. You didn't do this good enough." And I'm like, "It's freaking art, guys. Screw off." So like once you start like monetizing your passion, you start to lose your passion. So don't monetize it so much. Don't make it your main thing. Make it your side hustle. But like you could kill it.
That's even how I started to feel selling on Whatnot. It was like I was chasing, at one point Victorian trade cards were really big, so I was trying to buy those up and sell those, and then those went away, and then it was, I don't know, what was after that, postcards, so that I was buying those up and trying to sell those, and it gets exhausting when you're just chasing the dollar, and that's why I said I don't care what's big and what's popular right now. I'm just going to buy and sell what I like, what I love, and hopefully other people love it too, because it would be nice to make a little bit of money, but at the same time, I'm not here to, waste my time doing something for other people's pleasure.
True.
You can't, what's the point of buying and sourcing the same stuff as everyone else?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I want to watch the same show over and over and over and over with a different face?
Mm-hmm.
True.
Right? So that's how I look at it. Like, glass is super fun, and you can make tons of money selling glass. But again, you're buying one of 30 different vases. You're buying certain colors. Like, there's only so much room you have to work to get that dollar that you want out of that piece. So, I've always followed that, you're gonna get to see what I like, and hopefully you like what I like, because I love it, and that shows when you sell it. When you are showing something that you're excited about, like this awesome, derpy ass, ugly Santa who has had way too much blue eyeshadow on for way too many years. He's high kicking. I mean, when have you seen a high kicking Santa? He's amazing.
Rocket.
He's a rocket. He's from New York, guys. You know, like, he's awesome. He's a little bit dinky. He's a little bit dirty. But that's what makes him cool, because he's not perfect. And he's not like every other flocked Santa that you've seen this year. Right? I'm not going to sell him this year. I'm putting him away for next year. Just because, you know what I mean? Because everybody's seen enough flock Santas this year. I found him and bought him for me. I'm going to love him for a while. Next year, I'm going to see if anybody else wants him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I'm going to love him first. And that's why I love when you said it, Ashley, because I was so excited to hear that come from you. When you were like, I'm doing photos, because I love photos. Hell yeah. Because you know what? That's why I want to watch your show. Because you are going to find exceptional photographs that nobody else is going to find, because you're taking the time to look for them. And you are looking for the things that maybe people who don't necessarily collect photographs as a seller are looking for. Like, you're going to see details and point things out that maybe others miss. And that's what makes your show special. And that's why we want to watch you. I can go pick up 50 photographs from somebody else for $4. But are they all going to be good? No. Are they all going to be packed well? Not necessarily. You know what I mean? There are certain things that we as sellers, you guys specifically, do better than other people.
Right.
And I want you to know that, because you do. Okay. What is this? It's true. You know,
that's how I take compliments. I do awkward faces.
You are very sweet, Kylie. You are always fun to watch. You have the cutest tiny things. You find the coolest books. And you take the time to list them individually. I don't even have the patience to do that shit.
Oh God, it sucks, but I do it.
But you do it, and that makes a difference. And yeah, Nicole, that's why I sell a variety. It's because why do I want to see the same MCM coffee cup over and over again?
Yeah.
At different
It's also because, like, I'm major ADHD, and like I you guys know I'm like a crazy researcher, so like when I find something, I research the hell out of it, like for hours. Like hours, and I love it. I love to do that. It's my favorite thing, because I learn secrets about things that other people don't know, and then I'm like, oh, fun fact, did you know? And like I just love doing that. So like with variety, you can fall in love with different categories, and you can learn a little bit about everything. If I were to just focus on like vintage toys, I would lose my mind. I would get so bored so fast. So like I do everything.
Yeah, there's a reason.
You are the best researcher.
Oh,
I was just talking about you to Matthew, like, I think yesterday in the car, weren't we talking about Kylie? Because I was like, Kylie has her entire family traced back to like 1621.
I did.
And
I went
can't
crazy.
even tell you my great-grandparents' names.
I went crazy.
I've been looking for weeks trying to figure. My dad can't remember his grandparents' name.
Girl, let me help you. I love it. I love it.
And you know your family history all the way back to the 1600s.
Yeah, I found out that my like fifth cousin is William Henry Harrison Jr., like the president. And I was like, what? Which it's really not that big of a deal, because everybody is related to a president in one way or another. But for me to have actually like traced it back and found it was just crazy. But God, if you want to be a good researcher, learn Boolean logic. Boolean, Boolean logic. It's amazing. It's how you find all the things. So like an example of that would be like when you go to Google, you type in SITE : ebay.com, and then you type in what you want, and you will find only items on ebay.com. Like it's just super cool. So like if you're searching for something specific, and then like if you're looking for your family, like if you're looking for like ancestry or whatever, you can type in, like, for example, my family name is Copeland, so I would type in Copeland in quotes so that it only brings up exactly the word Copeland. I don't want Copeland / Michaels or whatever. I just want
Right.
Copeland. And then I would also put in quotes Fayette County because that's where they're from. So like you would put in quotes what you have to have. That means like it has to contain this. So like
Right.
just look that up. It's amazing, and that's how I research, and now you know. Facts.
That's amazing. See? Tidbits of information. That's fantastic.
Fact.
You're gonna have to text me that because
I will.
I'm not gonna remember.
I will.
But this is why you're awesome, because you're willing to share that information. You are nothing but giving. You both are.
I know. People have been telling me we need to like charge money for this, and I feel so bad about that. I don't want to charge money for knowledge. It's already out there. I just categorized it and like cataloged it.
Right.
It's not mine.
I know, but
come up with this. It's all out there.
The service. But you know, you guys are so willing to share and willing to just give without getting. And that's so rare. And it is so appreciated by me and many others. So I want you to know that.
It's a woman thing.
Says the lady who sent me. Says the lady who sent me Texaco pictures just because she knows that I love them and I collect them, and didn't ask me for a single thing in return.
No,
and literally sent me a freaking warthog stuffed animal just because I was feeling crappy. Like, come on, woman.
So
You're
you
so
keep
thoughtful.
talking about us, but let's talk about you for a minute.
You're so thoughtful.
People talk about me enough. We're not here to talk. You know, I'm just
take it all in.
I'm just a vessel to share love with others. That's all I am.
And also, one more question, because it's been 90 minutes and Mama needs her cream cheese and crackers.
Kylee turns into a pumpkin. So, which is fine. I'm
just so sweaty up here in these lights. I'm so sweaty.
See, you poor thing. Okay, what's up?
No,
I think she wants you to ask one more question.
You have questions.
You already had a question. So, okay, fine. Well, what question did you guys? You can each pick a question that you really wanted to answer that we didn't get to.
I forget the questions.
Okay, that's fine. There's childhood memory.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I would talk about that.
Okay,
yeah, that's a good one.
All right.
So if you follow me on Instagram, you probably know this one already. But for those of you that don't know, I grew up in a really, really tight-knit family. We're still really tight, actually. My parents and I, and we bicker a lot, but my sister, my brother, and I, we're still all really close. But one of my favorite things is well, let me give you a little backstory. So my dad, I told you already that he was a police officer, but he also is a firefighter still to this day. And he's EMT, and he has all sorts of community relations that he's part of. But he's also like a family man. Like when you think of Clark Griswold being the last real family man, like that's my dad, is it not, Matthew? So he's always done like a lot of really silly things to kind of keep us close, and just, I don't know, just special things for us to remember. Anyhow, this is besides the point. So Luke, if Bastique on Whatnot had this trade card, and I actually bought it as a gift for my dad because it brought back this memory for me. Whenever we would get hurt as a kid, if we fell and scraped our knee, we're always very dramatic, and you cry and you act like your world is coming to an end. My dad's way to fix that was to put on this really, really thick accent and chase us around the house with like his medical tools. And he would he'd be running around saying, "Dr. Decker is here, Dr. Decker. Let Dr. Decker check out the patient," and I'm doing a terrible accent, but but yeah, he'd sound
like a weird
like
Russian doctor, like a Russian whatever they call him.
And he would chase us around the house with like his metal spoon, and whatever he could grab, he would turn it into a medical device. And we would just we'd burst out in laughter and immediately forget that we were even hurt in the first place. So I think very highly of my dad. I love my mom too, but there's something special between a girl and her dad, and I hope that you all have that special bond with your father too. But yeah. So my dad and I were really close, and I just, I like to think of him in that light.
That's
Oh,
awesome. That's a
that's
great movie.
sweet. So I have two now because Ashley reminded me of another one. But my first one was I mentioned mushrooms earlier, that I hate mushrooms, but the only mushrooms I like are morel mushrooms. And my grandpa, I was born in like right outside of Pittsburgh in like rural Pennsylvania. And when I say rural, I mean rural, y'all. Very rural. So my grandpa was a very quiet guy, and he didn't really like talk much. He would always like sit at the table and drink his coffee, and he was just really quiet. But he always got very talkative whenever we went out and would pick berries and mushrooms. And if you know morels, you know they're very hard to find, and they're only found at certain times of the year. They're super specific.
Yep.
So my grandpa knew how to find them, and he learned like, oh, if the moss is on, I don't remember any of this, but he's like, oh, well, the moss is on the west side of the rock, which means the morels are that away. And I'm like, what? But he did. He actually was able to find them that way, and he was just a freaking genius. So like he was a very pioneer type man, very simple. Lived simply out in the woods, and like he just taught me to appreciate the nature and how to like forage for your own food. But I don't remember how to find morel mushrooms, so I won't ever be able to find them. But I do remember that they were off in the middle of nowhere. So if you're out in the middle of nowhere, you'll probably find some mushrooms. But yeah,
You
that
have
was
to
just a
watch
really pleasant thing.
That's awesome.
Appalachian Forager on TikTok. She does a lot of the mushroom hunting.
Ooh, I would love that. And then my second memory that Ashley reminded me of, my dad was a volunteer firefighter for like 5 years-ish. And I remember one day he was trying to just like, I don't know what the hell it is with dads and their voices, but they love to screw with their kids. Like that's the only reason they have kids, is just screw with their kids. So I was like 6 or 7 years old, and I was too young to realize. And dad put his whole like outfit on, and like he kept his outfit at home because he was a volunteer. So like if they got the call, they would go straight to the place. They wouldn't go to the fire department first. So he had his uniform on, and he had like the respirator, and it changed his voice to be like, Luke, I am your father kind of voice. So like one day he came into my room, he busted into my room, and I didn't know it was my dad. And he's like, the house is on fire, kid, we gotta save you. And he scoops me out of the bed and like throws me on his shoulder, and I'm like kicking him and screaming because I didn't know who he was. And I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? And like he was just like, it's just me, kid, and like takes his mask off. And I don't know where I got this word, but I just screamed, you freakazoid! And I don't know where I got that. Like, what is that word? And like, I've heard a few people use it on movies ever since, like every now and then, but I honestly don't know the origin of that word. And like, every now and then I call him a freakazoid, and it's fun. It's a fun little thing we have. But yeah, definitely have a close relationship with my dad. Daddy's little girl.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's very sweet, both of you.
Freakazoid.
Oh, it's so cute. You guys are awesome. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me, and sharing a little bit of you with all of us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you for having me. And I'm so sorry I'm sick. I chose the worst time to get sick.
Yeah, how dare you?
How dare I choose this?
Yeah, it's really disgustingly rude. Do better next time, Kylie.
I know, I will.
So
Wait, before we say goodbye though, I dragged Matthew out to like a million stores because I was looking for something very specific for Kylie. And I'm not sure if it's going to get there in time for Christmas. So I wanted to show you all just a little Christmas gift that I got the two of you.
What?
Amanda, yours was like easy to find, but Kylie, I had something in my mind and I needed to find it and I couldn't find it. So I'll start with Amanda.
Oh God.
This one made me think of you for pretty obvious reasons. Now I did debate though. I went back and forth, and then I texted Kylie and I asked her opinion, and we were on the same, because I already had this in my, hold on buddy, hold on. I already had this in my cart. But I just needed to hear her say, like, get this, not that.
Needed validated. It's okay.
And when I heard, I was like, okay, so
Yeah.
I can show them.
you're going to careful because it's glass. So this is for you, Miss Amanda. It is a Christmas ornament of cotton candy, and it's got the little spun candy, and then I wanted to put like Candyland, but I'm not that creative.
That's cute.
That's
so that
amazing.
is gonna come home to you, my dear, to remind you of your namesake. But also I want some. It does, Matt. Oh my goodness! Yeah. Yes, that I did not think of. That's just a happy coincidence. Also, I do want some chocolate. Please send me some chocolate.
I have boxes started for everyone.
I also want chocolate.
Ooh, yum, yum, yum.
Please. Thank you.
You
Now,
guys.
I showed them the other one. I can show them this.
You're gonna show them this one. Now this one's not breakable, okay? But I searched everywhere for this. I feel like I saw it on TikTok, and that's how I knew about it because I don't know. I don't know.
Crying?
Yeah.
Oh, she's crying.
Wait, why?
We love you so much.
What is going on? What did I do?
Just thoughtful.
It's very thoughtful.
Stop.
I love Christmas.
She does.
Wait a second. We love you.
It's a ketchup bottle.
We love Christmas. We love you.
Ketchup
And I love you guys.
Ketchup bottle ornament.
So
Ketchup bottle ornament.
I collect ornaments. And I just sent a message to, I think it was Peggy or the girls, like yesterday, because Pistol sent me a gift, and she hand painted a unicorn, like, and she made it into an ornament for my tree for Christmas.
Oh.
And she pink unicorn hot chocolate and bourbon coffee. And I said, I get to look at my tree this year, and it's the best tree so far. Because not only do I see my family, but I see all of you guys when I look at the tree. Because there's ornaments from almost everybody that I've met on Whatnot, either that has been gifted to me or sent to me just because. So or that I bought from you guys. So it's very special. So thank you.
You are so loved.
I know. She started the waterworks.
I can't cry. I'm on antidepressants, but I'd be there with you.
So like my angel on my tree is from Nicole, and it's really special. And I've got stuff from Heidi and Peggy on there, and from Michelle Lakoff, and all the girls, Donna and Heidi and Mr. H, and Stephanie and Go-Go and Pistol, and now you. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry.
Genuine, like, I'm sending all my love to you all. Like, you know, I came from a really rough year before Whatnot, but like it has turned me around. I mean, it is. There's like a little family, and there's butt heads on there, and
Sure.
You're always gonna have that, but I do feel like I've made some really close friends and family.
I'm hugging you guys.
Squish.
When my butt phones 50 million times a day, Matthew knows it's you guys, so
It's true. It's true.
I feel closer with my Whatnot friends than I do some of my like real world friends at this point.
Yeah.
Everybody in my family knows who you guys are. Like, everybody. I'm always just like, yeah, Amanda texted me. And they're like, wait, which one is Amanda again? Is that Candyland or is that Moody? Who is that? And I'm like, it's Candyland. How do you not know this already?
I have to clarify when I say who's texting, I have to say it's Amanda, my friend, not Amanda, my sister. Amanda snuck into my family's group chat once because I had texted her so many times that when I was creating my family group text and I typed Amanda, I had texted her more than my regular sister, my
Oh my
actual
God.
sister. And so I just clicked the very first one that came up. That was her. And I'm like texting my family about where I am. And I get this text back like, is this so that if you end up in a basement, I can come find you? And I'm like, what? What is she talking about? And that's when I realized I was like, oops, wrong Amanda. Sorry.
Yeah, because I was like, wait, you're in New York. Why do I need to know where you are?
That's funny.
So yeah, that was really funny. I'm sorry to interrupt. Please show what Kylee.
Your
Yes,
feelings did not interrupt. You're fine.
you know how I am.
You're fine.
Kylee,
It's not about me.
I get
I
presents.
have learned one of the things that's kind of an oddity that you collect is Heinz things. So I have found you this Heinz
Oh my goodness.
ketchup Christmas ornament for you to hang on your
I
tree.
love it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very few people know that I collect that, so that's very sweet of you.
Oh my goodness, such a
to have
weird
actually
thing.
collected that tidbit of me.
Well, there you go.
Thank
I
you.
could not find this. This was supposed to be at Walmart, and it was not. And the only you could buy it online at Walmart, but they like charge, it's like with those Walmart marketplace sellers.
Yeah.
They charge like 3 times more than what actual Walmart wanted for it. But I found it.
Thank you.
I took Matthew everywhere. And you mean something to me when my husband says, just pay the extra money and order it online so I don't have to go to another store.
Oh,
Because
that's
he
sweet.
does not ever say, oh, just pay the extra money.
That's sweet.
Right? Matthew, you really love us.
You love us. Does he
What
even
does
know what we
Matthew
look
want
like?
for Christmas?
Have you seen Kylee and Amanda? I know he's seen Kylee before. Have you seen Amanda? I
I'm
think
the
so,
fire
yes,
crotch
right?
lady.
That's Kaka.
Let's
Have you
cook
And the
seen Kaka
cacao
before?
lady. Yeah.
Okay, he knows what both of you look like.
Okay,
No.
good.
The Amanda
We
Kaka,
don't know
you are
what he
Kaka.
looks like. Maybe he should come into the frame.
Because I've
He
seen
says,
him on.
no.
Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen pictures on her Instagram and things, but never on live. He's very shy boy.
He's very handsome. He's my southern gentleman.
Ooh.
Like I said, when I met him, he was like this. Like he was thin as a rail.
That's how mine
He had
was.
that real thick southern drawl. Now he's starting to sound more like a Yankee, and I plumped him up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I made you lose a little bit of hair too, huh? With all the stress that I put you through. He's my ride or die.
Look at that wig. She gets all sassy when she looks at
Look
him.
at her. She's like,
I know. She like instantly perks up. Like she was all sad face and like quiet all night, and then she looks at him and she's like,
well, we better let Ashley go while that's
Right?
kicking in.
Right?
Who's
So,
babysitting though? Who's gonna babysit?
True. They'll be
tree.
passed out soon.
just tell them to play with the Christmas tree. So, guys, I want to make sure that everybody likes the video before they leave. Just make sure you hit the thing, the thumbs up thing, and make sure you tune into the next one. It's on the 22nd, and we're gonna have very special guests.
Ooh.
It's my holiday special. It's the Golden Girls. It is pretty. It is Lillian and TMD.
I love
Oh my
that.
goodness.
All on the same screen.
That is going to be insanity.
Yes.
That's
So,
going to be crazy.
live Prinny story time. I can't wait.
What a wonderful Christmas gift.
Right? My Christmas gift to you guys is
That's a great gift.
Insane Girls Live.
The
So
Golden Girls.
it's already scheduled, so please go and hit the bell so you get the reminders. And thank you again, ladies, for joining me. You were a real treat. So,
It was an honor to share the stage with you, Ashley. You are definitely the person I would have loved to share the stage with because I just love you.
I love you too. I love both of you very much.
Yes.
I love you both too. And you guys are the very first duo I've had on. So you're very special.
It's your first threesome.
That's right. Well, we won't go there. That's happening. But
Not mine. I'm just kidding.
This is old hat for us. You need to get more adventurous, Matthew. I mean, anyway, you guys
Also,
have
I think my husband's watching. Hi, I love you. Mwah.
Kush doesn't care. He's fine. All right. You guys have a good night. I will see you tomorrow. Ephemerama on Whatnot. We're both on there. Ashley's going to be buying all our stuff. So it's going to be great. Yes, Matthew, you gave her permission already. So it's fine.
You should see the eyes I'm getting right now.
You are going to be so happy to buy out both of our catalogs. It's going to be amazing.
Please do.
He's like, you better not talk to that girl from Ohio anymore. She's problems. All right, ladies. Love you lots.
Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Mwah.
Yes.
Feel
Bye,
better,
guys.
Kylie.
Bye.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you
welcome.
again.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.